Hi, and welcome to the Geeky Boomer. I am PixelPia, your host, and today's topic is YouTube. I want to share with you my personal history and why I think YouTube is a platform that don't get the credit it deserves. We're gonna start back in 2012, which was the year when I created my YouTube account. Back then, I didn't have any plans on using it to create videos. But for me, YouTube has always been the most fantastic learning platform. And it's free. In 2012, I have spent 10 years in the US, and I still had family back in Sweden. So on occasion, I uploaded a little unedited video to my YouTube channel in private so I could share it with my family back in Sweden. I used YouTube also for some entertainment, but my main focus was when I needed to learn something. And on YouTube, you can learn practically anything. It's such a wide array of learning videos that you can watch for free compared to back in the days when I first started with computers and tried to learn how to install a CD-ROM in a computer, which I talked about in my second episode, where I didn't have access to YouTube. Today, there is no restriction what you can learn by just searching on YouTube. And there is reasons why YouTube has become the second largest search engine in the world. No matter what you are looking for, if you just want to be entertained, if you have specific problems you need solved, or if you just want to hang out with people in chats on a live stream, YouTube has a lot to offer. But eventually, I also started creating videos for YouTube. And to understand why, I need to share a little background about myself. From the year when I turned 40, at every milestone, which was 40, 50, and the latest one was 60, I have tried to find a new big project, a learning project for myself. And when I got close to turning 60, which was in 2018, I started preparing for a new big learning project. I was thinking about a lot of different things. But since I am a geek, a lot of it had to do with computers. I was thinking about trying to learn to code in PHP, something I really should do because I like to build websites. I was playing around with the idea of learning a new language, something that can be practical. But after trying and testing a lot of ideas that came into my head, I decided that I wanted to learn how to make video. The main reason for this was that I just got my new phone back then in 2018, which was a Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. And one of the things that I realized while watching videos on YouTube about this new phone was that I could really use my phone to film videos. One of the crazy things when I decided this was that my late husband, who passed in 2011, was a videographer. During the time we had together, I was never interested in video. While he could sit up the whole night editing video, I had absolutely no interest. And when I, 7 years after his passing, decided that maybe I should learn how to create video, I regretted that I didn't pay more attention to his work back in the days. So we are in 2018. I have decided to start learning how to create video. I had really no plans for what type of videos I was gonna do and why I was gonna film it. I was just interested in learning the craft. And where did I turn to learn it? Of course, I went to YouTube. I also read a lot of blogs and articles about creating video with your phone. But it was mainly YouTube that was my resource. And I started filming and filming and filming just to learn how to use my phone in the first step. Shortly after that, I realized I also needed to learn how to edit this video, because just filming and watching them as I filmed them wasn't really that interesting. My first step was to edit on my phone. So once again, turning to YouTube and finding a software that suited my way of thinking when I edit video, I found a phone software called KineMaster. So that's how I started to learn how to edit. I got my phone early summer, late spring sometime that year. I think the Samsung Galaxy S9 came out in April or something like that, and I might have gotten mine about a month later. So all of that summer and early fall, I kept on filming and editing and trying to learn the craft. Very soon I had a lot of videos, unedited, edited, and it all just added on. And I realized that I needed something that I could do with my video. Since YouTube had been such a great source for me when I was learning, it was natural to think that maybe I should start creating videos for YouTube. Now came the next phase in my learning. Now I had to learn how to be a YouTube creator. And of course, where could I learn that? On YouTube. So I started to watch everything I could find about starting a YouTube channel. Some of the advice was really, really good. Some of them I wish I had maybe questioned a little bit more. The thing is, with most videos on YouTube talking about starting a YouTube channel with the intent to become what we can call a YouTuber, have this as a full-time job or as part of a business you have already. I never questioned any of that. I didn't even have a clear picture of why I wanted to start a YouTube channel. Almost every video about starting a YouTube channel back in 2018 talked about three things. Have a clear niche. What are you creating videos about? Be consistent, whether that means upload one video a week, 2 videos a week, 1 video a month, but be consistent and create your brand. I didn't even realize back then what a brand meant. Back then it was not often I heard anybody say, think about who you are creating for. Something that today, when you look at a video about starting a YouTube channel in 2023, is one of the most important things that almost every creator talks about. Think about your audience. Who are you creating videos for? I didn't have that back then, or maybe I was just so consumed of all the other parts that I didn't realize the importance of that. But what happened was I started to make a plan for my YouTube channel. I was extremely detailed. I was going to create a website that went along with the YouTube channel. I decided what colors, what fonts, what sizes of fonts, everything. I was also finding a niche, and I decided I was going to create videos where I compared Sweden and the US, because that was something I felt I could do. If I would have done that today, I would probably have used the same broad theme, Sweden and the US, but I would have focused more on making something for a specific audience. For example, I could have decided to focus on people vacationing in Sweden, or I could have made tips for Swedes coming to the US, either as tourists or to live. And I could have had a very focused channel, because I would have known who I was making these videos for. Instead, I forgot why I was doing this in the first place. This was, for me, how to learn how to create videos. Okay, so back to what I actually did. I knew that I had to be consistent, which for me initially meant one video per week, because I wasn't too sure that I was capable of doing more than that. And I had the basic of filming myself and editing it somewhat down, but I was far from where I am today. And hold on to your hats now. I'm going to put in a little clip from my very first video I published on YouTube. I look like a deer in headlights. I have long pauses between what I'm saying that I didn't even work smart enough to edit out. And I sound really scared. So if you are ready, let's take a look at PixelPia's very first public video. Sweden is a relatively small country. In size, it's about the size of California. And I will put a picture up here or here for you to see a comparison in size between Sweden and the US. Sweden has a population of about 10 million, and it's a monarchy. Yes, we have a king, but he is not the ruler of Sweden. Today, that is a little bit scary to look back at. But at the same time, it gives me such a satisfaction that I actually did it. For me, YouTube was never meant to be a career. After all, I was 60 when I started. And today, when I look back on these 5 years, it is a lot that YouTube has given me, but also a lot of things it hasn't. So let's talk a little bit about what value you could get if you are not already a creator from starting a YouTube channel. First of all, look at me in front of the camera today and how I looked in that little clip we just looked at. I have gained a way of being more natural in front of the camera, which also have helped me when it comes to talking to people in real life. I am much more relaxed in front of people today. I have probably always been a little bit of an introvert. After all, that goes very much hand in hand with being Swedish. You don't want to stand out in any way, and you don't want to draw attention to yourself. That is very much the way we Swedes are. And being here on YouTube has helped me develop a more outgoing persona. I'm very often in real life is more quiet and a little bit more in the background. when I create my YouTube videos, I have no choice. It is just me and you on the other side of the camera. I can't hear you. I can't see you. In my inner mind, I have to anticipate how you can react to what I'm saying and doing and react to that. So it is a very different skill than when you talk to people in real life, because in real life you have the support of facial expression and motions, which you don't have on YouTube. But it has helped me be more relaxed in interactions with people. I have also learned so much. You saw where I started. Today, I am not afraid of editing videos, even trying new things like concept that I hadn't even heard of before. B-roll, L-cut, J-cut, a lot of terminology and a lot of techniques that I didn't know existed back then. I have also learned a lot about audio, a lot about live streaming. I have done live streaming, which is a very interactive form of video. So it has given me a lot. I have also gotten to know a lot of people, other creators, people that often watch my videos and leave comments, people that I don't know in real life but still consider to be part of my bigger friend group. I don't consider them all close friends, but they are part of my bigger friends group. People that I trust, people that I turn to when I trying to come up with a new idea, or people that I would support if they needed me. And that was something that I never thought would be a part of my YouTube journey. I was never a fangirl of any creators. I watched them all, and my purpose was learning. So I didn't realize that you could get these close connections with people by creating videos. And as I sit here, I'm looking up at a drawing that one of the YouTube creators I got to know drew. I will insert an image here. This is an image of a whole group of creators that came together in a Facebook group where we got to know each other, we supported each other. And Sabrina, who is the artist, wanted to do a drawing of some of us in the group. And she did a video where she created this drawing. I have it hanging in front of me when I'm filming to remind me of the connections I have made thanks to my YouTube videos. Some of these people don't create videos no more. Some of them I have totally lost contact with, but some of them I have to this day a close contact with. What it hasn't given me, and what I never intended for it to give me, is income, career, fame. That was never even a part of my thoughts. Actually, when I first started, even though I have watched all these videos about how to start a YouTube channel, I didn't even realize that you could, if you were successful, make money from this. As I said earlier, I think if I had approached this from a different point of view and maybe not watched all these how to start a YouTube channel videos, my journey here on the platform would have looked very different. What happened was that I got very fascinated of this whole thing, creating more, getting viewers, getting subscribers, getting clicks, all of that. So I lost track of why I'm doing this. What happened instead was that after a while I didn't even enjoy doing these videos about Sweden and US. So I decided I should change niche. So I decided to start talk about education. And I did, at this point, I uploaded 3 videos every week. I did this for a long time, but it didn't get me a lot of subscribers, a lot of views, since I was so locked into that was what you do on YouTube. You grow a channel. I decided to change again, and I started doing videos about internet and social media, still educational videos. And I have done that for a very long time. I started to stray away a little bit from it to do more topics that were more attractive to an audience. But I have recently on my main channel decided to go back to what I wanted to do, and that is basic tutorials for beginners. Not about YouTube. I started with a series about using Google applications, and I will continue doing basic tutorials for beginners. The reason I went back to basic and the reason I enjoy it again is that I have realized that I'm not doing this to get subscribers or to get views or to get monetized or anything of that. I'm doing this because I enjoy it. I love learning and I love teaching. And by doing YouTube videos, I can combine both of them. I am teaching things that I already know, the very basics, because I have been on the internet since late 80s, early 90s. At the same time, I continue to learn about video and editing, which was my initial goal. It has taken me 5 years to realize why I am doing this. And it really was about time, because as I said earlier, every 10 years it's time for me to start a new big project. And I'm halfway to the next big project when I turn 70. So I'm glad I figured this part out at the halfway point. So there you have it, my personal relationship with YouTube. And all I can say is, for you who listens or who watch this, if you are interested in starting your own YouTube channel, go for it. But be very clear of the reason why. It's fine to do this, like me, as a hobby. It's fine to do this because you enjoy it. You don't have to be a YouTuber. I will never see myself as a YouTuber. I might refer to myself as a creator from time to time, but that's because I do create. I create videos, I create podcasts, I create websites, I create graphics, I create. That is part of who I am. But I'm not a YouTuber, an influencer. I'm doing this now for you, but also for myself. I love teaching, I love learning, and YouTube is a perfect place to combine these two. I'm going to continue doing episodes here on my podcast, The Geeky Boomer. I will always be a geeky boomer. And sometimes I will drop episodes like this where I get a little bit more personal. But even when I create the podcast, I want some part of it to be educational. So next week, I'm going to talk about a topic that really fascinates me, and that is IoT, or Internet of Things. The Internet of Things is a network of physical objects embedded with sensors, software, and technology that communicate and exchange data using the internet. A fridge, a smart TV, smartwatches, our Alexas, security systems, all things that we today are connecting to the internet. And I, for one, is fascinated and sometimes a little bit scared about IoT. I think it has to be used with caution. So if that is something you would like to learn a little bit more about and have opinions about, leave a comment down below. And I would love for you to share your relationship with YouTube, either in the comments below or on my website, The Geeky Boomer, where I have a form for you to fill out. And maybe in the future I can share some of your stories here on my podcast. Until next time, bye.